So Corona, California, Wilson Elementary. Is this where it all began for you?
Yeah, I mean, just coming back and just remembering so many memories on like this plain grass field, pitching with my dad, doing a bunch of different trainings that I could. It was super close to my house. It was just a really convenient spot.
Is this where you became like a competitor? Is this where you understood that phrase?
Yeah, I would say so. I mainly trained with my dad, and really he pushed me harder than anybody. This is really where it all started for me.
When was it like, I'm gonna take this dream, I'm gonna go play in college, I'm gonna go play in the Pac-12?
It was kind of surreal for me. I remember, honestly, I was training at Centennial and I was talking to one of my coaches, Coach Bankhead, and he was like, what would be your dream school? This is my freshman year, so I'm just trying to get my groove at Centennial and everything. I told him I would love to get Stanford.
I've chosen to pursue my athletic and academic career at Stanford.
McKee lets it fly. Airs it out to the sideline. McKee deep middle. Touchdown, Stanford.
His mentality, his approach, his consistency, his maturity, his faith, his positive energy, like all of those things work together to really make who he is.
He always picks up the team, whether it's we're conditioning, we're working out as a team in the weight room, or just we're having our leadership meetings. He's pretty much the voice of the team, I say.
Are there times when you're playing now at Stanford where the game can sometimes feel, hey, there's a lot going on, where you'll think back to, hey, just connect to this place again, because this was just pure joy?
Yeah, you think of times like this, just trying to become the best quarterback that I can, not knowing exactly where it's going to go, but just knowing if I put in the work that everything's going to be taken care of.
All right, here we go. Game on the line. McKee throws a slant. Humphreys cuts it inside. Humphreys, touchdown! Stanford wins. Absolutely incredible win for Stanford.
How am I going to celebrate? I'll probably celebrate with these guys.
It makes me smile to think of Tanner as a little kid. He kind of was born a very kind, good, mature kid with an infectious zest for life.
So Wilson Elementary, like what role does that place, less than a quarter mile away have in this household?
I don't know if Tanner mentioned this, but it's a great memory for me. So he had just come from like football practice he'd been practicing for like 3 hours, right? He's probably 9 years old, school night, and we're coming home, and this is like 9:30 p.m., right? He's got school the next day, and we see the lights on, and we kind of look at each other because no one is on the field. I'm like, Tanner, you want to go get like half an hour throwing session in real quick over there? He's like, yeah, let's go. I loved every minute of it. We've spent countless hours at that park.
So this is your room.
This is it.
It's where you grew up, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
What do you remember about this thing? Coming back now.
It's pretty crazy. It's a lot smaller now that I'm 6'6", and my brother's just as tall as I am, so.
Did you debate, or like who got the bottom one?
So I always got the bottom one, which
course.
was nice, yeah. Because when we were growing up, I always liked my feet to hang off, and then my brother, like sometimes his feet wouldn't hang off because of the metal pole. So now he sleeps on the bottom now that I'm gone. But growing up, he was a little shorter, so I slept on the bottom.
Wow. All right, I want to look at this. This was amazing to me. This photo.
See, wow.
Montage.
So that was always in my room growing up.
All right, what I love about this are the words. Your mom told me that you chose these words.
I feel like I just had a good conversation with my parents about what to put up there, what makes a great athlete, a great person, and what helped me succeed.
You're 7 years old and you chose those words.
Yeah, that was my first year of football, 7.
All right, so then take me to June of 2016. How do you find out that your life is about to get turned upside down?
Yeah, so it's pretty crazy. My mom just kind of noticed some suspicious moles on my forehead and my back, and she's like, hey, let's just go get these checked out just to be safe. It's probably no big deal.
Well, it was right on his hairline, and I kind of just one day had his hair up, and I just kind of looked at it like, I don't remember seeing that before. And so I kind of caught my attention, and so I kind of just watched it, but not for very long before I was like, yeah, I don't like the look of that. So I took him in pretty quick, for sure.
And then they were just going to test it to see if it was anything. And then the one on my forehead came back positive for melanoma.
It went pretty aggressive quickly. We actually had to sign a waiver that we understood the risk of her nicking the nerve and potentially affecting his arm.
I was kind of freaked out because I think human nature is you go worst case scenario, right? So what if? And so I'm thinking, what if he never plays football again? Like, he loves football, what if that's taken away? Or, what if he isn't healthy and he has to go through chemo and it's this big drawn out process and physically it changes his life forever. So it was definitely not easy. It was pretty humbling.
He goes into surgery. When he's in surgery, what are you two doing?
I don't know if I can talk about that without really getting emotional. So here I am. That was probably the hardest few minutes, going, just wondering what we were dealing with, because that was my moment of really not knowing.
I'm here with the kids, I'm on pins and needles, like waiting for the phone. But the unknown, it's tough. It was a long, I don't know how long the surgery, 4 or 5 hours, but yeah, it was a long few hours, just wondering.
They said to go into a little room because the doctor wanted me to meet her in there. And that felt like a really bad sign to me.
The photo I'm going to show you, when he came out and you saw this.
Yeah, when I saw that, I said, oh my gosh, because Lena had always told me they're only taking like a little 3-inch piece, and it made sense. And then I saw this, I'm like, they literally took half his head. I definitely wanted to be upbeat and positive for him. I wanted to come from a place of strength and a place of, we love you. You're not defined by football. If you never play football again, it's not going to change how we love you or we look at you one bit. We're a team. We're a family. We want to help push through and do what we can to help you succeed and get through this fight.
Woke up after the surgery and didn't really check about anything else, just made sure my throwing motion was good. I was in the bed and I was like, throwing motion's great. That's one great positive out of this.
To hear those words that, the nerve wasn't nicked, they took out what they needed, they feel like they got all the cancerous areas removed, and for now he was free and clear. Gosh, talk about a relief. It was amazing.
Just going through what you've gone through, do you think that gives you like a superpower when you step on the field, when things can become hectic and chaotic and challenging?
I feel like for me that kind of just gave me a different perspective on things, and Brazil honestly did the same thing for me, coming back from my mission, just giving me a different perspective on life. Like, when you don't know if football's going to be taken away from you, little things that you don't really think about that you just really appreciate. Lauren Joan Rasmussen, will you marry me?
You had a pretty cool off season.
Yeah.
Something a little different about you.
Got married about a month and a half ago. So married life's been great.
He's just such a genuinely nice guy, and he's outgoing, and he really shows people that he cares and he wants to get to know them. And so I think that was really special that so many people from the team traveled to go and see him, and it just showed me how special Tanner is.
My wife Lauren, she's amazing, helping me out in so many aspects of life.
Tanner he's positive throughout the whole story, and he's so humble throughout everything he's been through. It is so scary, it's so hard, but at the same time, because of how Tanner handles it, I've never been nervous about it. It's just something that, he went through, and we're gonna always keep going, and we're gonna keep moving forward, and we're just gonna have faith that everything's gonna be okay.
If I said to you, cancer episode doesn't exist anymore.
Okay.
But you don't learn about trust as much as you just described.
Okay.
What do you choose?
I would 100% do it over again. Looking in the mirror and realizing how blessed I am every day, just seeing the scar. Yeah, it was a scary moment, but those are moments to grow, I feel like. So it's definitely made me who I am, I feel like.